There are so many different types of magnetic stud finders out there today, but it's confusing. How do you know which one of these to get? Which one of these works? I got 3 different kinds I'm using here right now. How do you know which ones work? And why should you get a magnetic stud finder for finding studs inside your walls? Why not get one of these $50 ones here? This is a big electric scanner, whereas the magnetic stud finders, they don't use any type of electronics at all. They're just very simple devices. So today I'm going to put 3 of these different magnetic stud finders to the challenge. And we're going to find out which one of these does the job here. And if you stick around, we're also going to show you, we have a giveaway for you today as well. So we're going to give away, I believe we have 3 of these guys, and we have 1 of these guys to give away. So 4 of you lucky winners will be the recipients of one of these. I'll tell you about that in just a little bit. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time here, welcome. Every week we put up all sorts of videos teaching you everything you need to know about making repairs around your house, remodeling, the toughest engineering problems you'll ever come up with when you're working on your house. And so I just wanted to remind you that this is a great opportunity at this point for you to remember to subscribe by hitting the subscribe button down below, and make sure you also click on that bell icon, because it doesn't make any sense to subscribe without hitting the bell icon. The bell icon is what tells you that there's a new video that we've just put up. It alerts you, so make sure you do that. And if you have any questions at all, leave them down in the comments below, and we'll get them answered for you. So let's get right onto it. All right, so the way the studs normally work on the walls, it's actually very methodical. So typically you'll have a stud that starts on either end of the wall. You'll typically have one within the end of the wall or within inches of the end of the wall. And so you can see I put some blue tape here. I cheated and already found where the studs were, because I used my sensor here, and this just instantly tells me where there's a stud. See? So I already knew, and there's another one over here. And there should be one right near the end by the door jamb as well. Yeah, you can see how that lit up too. So typically in a walls, you'll either have 16 inches or 24 inches in between your studs. And that's, for the most part true. Sometimes you'll have exceptions to that rule. You'll have like plumbing stacks and pipes going through your wall that are going to cause them to have to reshuffle where they're putting the studs. And the other thing to think about too is anytime you see a light switch or an outlet, like right down here, you know that one side of those is usually going to be attached to a stud. And so if you run the scanner, and there's your stud right there, so you know the box is attached to a stud inside the wall. And sure enough, that confirms what we found earlier with this blue tape. So, but we're not using this scanner. This video is for those of you at home that don't want to spend $50 on a scanner. You just want to spend maybe a few dollars on magnetic. So the first one I'm going to show you here is the Magic Stud Finder. I've been using this for several years now. Unfortunately, they don't make it anymore. You can't find it anywhere. I've searched and searched. So I'm glad I've got this one, and I guard it like Fort Knox, because this thing's beautiful. And I'll show you how this works. So I'm just going to come right over here. And you start by taking this. This has 3 magnets, and each has a target on there. And so you're basically finding the screw head. So these are very powerful too. And what happens is you put it on the wall and you just move it around, and you can see it found one right there, and it found a screw head. So now I know I'm in the very center of the stud. And then as they're doing screws up the wall, they're usually about every 12 inches. So I don't have to go scanning all over the wall. I'll start right up in this area, and I know I'm going to find another one. And I'm going to put the 3rd magnet back into the housing there, and I'm going to go downward about 12 inches or so. And there it is. So there I just found 3 nails in a row that I know are going right through the middle of a stud, and I can just draw a line or put blue tape like you saw right there. Done. Didn't need a big expensive tool or anything to do that. So of course this one's not available anymore, but it's mine. I still own it. I'm going to show you the next one that we're going to use in the challenge here. So this one here is the Hansen magnetic stud finder. It works very similar, except it doesn't have the 3 separate target magnets. What this one does is you just put it on the wall, and when it finds like a metal stud, it'll cling to it. So what makes this one special is the magnets in here are actually stronger than the magnets in the Magic Stud Finder that I just showed you. So this one has enough pull that if it finds a metal stud in the wall, it'll just stick to the wall. So I know there's a metal stud all the way up the line here, right? So, well, how would this work on a wood stud wall? Well, if you're trying to locate studs in a wood stud wall, what you would do is you would put this on here and it will just find where the nails are, the screw holes are. It'll land right on top of a screw that's embedded. So remember, the drywall screws are just beneath the surface here. They're not way down deep. They're right below the paint, and then they skim over it with the drywall mud so you never see it. So that's how the magnet can pick it up. But in this case, this magnet's so strong it will stick to the metal stud. So here in Florida, most of our houses here in South Florida, and most of the modern houses, are made with metal studs for a number of reasons. It's cheaper, lighter, they stay straighter, they typically aren't bent unless somebody on the job site's a real idiot, which I have seen many a times, and warped them. But they won't rot, and they can rot if they got wet and stayed wet. They could rust out. But they won't get like termites. You won't have any problems with termites or your bottom plate getting eaten by termites and disintegrating. So that's how this particular magnet works here. See? So he's sticking just fine to the stud. So once you find your stud, you're done. So look at this. Let's say I don't know where the stud is. Put it on the wall. I'm going to go 24 inches in an S pattern each time, and I can feel the tug right there, and I just let go of it, and there's the stud. It can't get any simpler than that. I do still like the Magic Stud Finder in a sense that because it'll pinpoint me exactly to the exact center. And this is, I think, pretty much also too. But those targets, you pull off the target and you make your little pencil mark there, and you know you're right on it. So let's take a look at the third one. Okay, so this is the third one here. This one here is called the Stud Buddy. And this is kind of nice. I like this ergonomic feel. It's a tall vertical line there. So what we're going to do is take this. We're going to put it on the wall. You do the same thing. You just kind of sweep around. Now this one here does not have as strong of a magnet as this one. Okay, because see, notice how this one's already clinging to the stud because it's got such a powerful magnet that it's sensing the metal. This one is only looking for the nails, so they didn't make it as strong of a magnet. So he's going to just find where there's a nail, and there it is right up there. See? Notice how he doesn't stick pretty much anywhere else. You feel a little bit of a tug here and there, but remember a few minutes ago we found a screw head somewhere right around here. He'll find it right in there. See? So he knows that there's a screw head there. And any other part of the wall, he'll just fall down the wall. So let's scan over to the left and find the other stud. It finds a little bit of a pull there, but you just narrow it in until it finds the screw hole, and it's there. So this one is not as accurate because I'm like, well, where exactly is the screw hole, right? Where is the screw at? The two magnets are right here. There's one here and one here, because you can look on the back and see how they welded it in. There's one there and one there. So what you do is you want to quantify your magnet, sort of take readings and calibrate where it is. So if you have a known screw hole that you know where it is, then you'll just wave it over, find where it sticks, and say, how far am I from the screw hole? Should I mark the point there? Should I lift up the thing and mark it right where the magnet was? Is that the best way to do it? So you have to kind of quantify that. So that's the comparison of our different types of magnets here. Now about that giveaway. I want to tell you about the giveaway here. We're going to give away, and then down below in the comments, leave a comment for us. Three of these guys why you should be a recipient of one of these magnetic stud finders. So we're running the contest from today, Saturday, through till next Saturday, August the 4th. Okay? So if you want to be a winner, remember you have to be a subscriber and leave a little comment down below for us telling us why we should pick you to be the recipient of this. Okay, I will also put links down below in the description for where you can get all of these magnetic stud finders on Amazon, and same with this one here, the other one that I use. This is probably my favorite one. And keep in mind, you know, we get a little bit of a couple of pennies, I guess, every time you buy something from Amazon through us. So we appreciate you supporting our channel, because that's what enables us to keep on bringing you these free videos. So before we sign off, let me just remind you to subscribe so that you can come back and binge watch all sorts of repair videos anytime you want. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit that bell icon, because it doesn't make any sense at all to subscribe without getting notified when we put up a new video. You will not get notified unless you click on that bell. All right, that's it for this week, and we'll see you next week.